So guys, in an official dev stream this week, we got our first look at the brand new power plant map that's coming to Sandstorm soon in the next major update. And not just that, but we also finally got confirmation on the console release date. So guys, this is BillyEatWorld again, and let's find out. Alright guys, how you going? Welcome to the video, and to kick off, like I said, well, this week we got our first official look at the next map that's going to be coming to Sandstorm. And like I said, this one's going to be called Power Plants, and it's going to be playable on all modes except Frontline in the spring update, which according to the devs, they're hoping to release sometime in March. Now, as you can see, this map is a bit greener than the usual maps in the game. Apparently, it isn't based on an actual real location, but the devs were inspired by, firstly, Chernobyl, and also the lush valleys of northern Iraq. But most importantly, you'll notice that it's set in an abandoned and overgrown industrial area in the shadow of a giant hydroelectric dam. Now, the footage you can see here on screen now, well, it comes from the official stream, which is why it's a little bit grainy, and I've cut it down from almost 2.5 hours. But just to bring you up to speed, in a nutshell, what you're seeing is a rough walkthrough of the push objectives, all the way from the security spawn up to the dam building itself, which is going to be the location of the final cache. Now, probably the main thing you're going to notice is that this one is a lot more CQB focused than normal, and you'll also see that a lot of the action is going to take place inside the large ruined buildings. So obviously it's going to be pretty different from all the other maps in the game, and I've got to say I'm pretty keen to try it out when it finally does come out, hopefully next month. Now, speaking of the spring update, well, another thing the devs spoke about in the stream was the new death cam feature that's apparently caused a bit of controversy in the community since it was first announced. And so in the stream, Sandstorm's lead designer, Mike Zaruas, without actually showing us directly, kind of mimed out how it's apparently going to work in-game. Firstly, he wanted to stress it's not a kill cam, so you're not going to get to see the other player up close, you won't get any info on them, and it won't track their movement after they actually kill you. However, what it is going to do is show your dead body up close and then turn to face the location you were shot from, which the devs hope will be a little bit less confusing for new players, and apparently it's going to help with player retention. Now, not just that, and we already kind of knew this, but another thing on stream the guys gave us about the spring update was a little bit more info on the modding tools and the sort of things that they might be possibly able to achieve. And apparently, according to the devs, community modders are going to have basically all of the assets in the game at their disposal, so they should be able to hopefully create maps just as good as this one, or even better. Now, one of the Twitch viewers in the stream actually asked a really great question on whether or not community maps might one day be considered for inclusion in vanilla playlists. And surprisingly, and I didn't think they would, but the devs actually gave us an answer. And apparently, yes, they are prepared to consider third-party maps in the vanilla game. However, they would probably want to tweak them and rebalance them first if that was to happen. Alright guys, so that's just about it for the spring update stuff, but like I said, the other big piece of news we got this week is that the console port will officially be released on PS4 and Xbox One on August 25th of this year. Which, look, I know is a lot later than I think anyone really expected it to be, but at least now we actually do have a firm release date, and well, we kind of also know why. Apparently, the reason is the devs are still working on optimizing the game for console, which we kind of already knew. And look, they didn't really answer any questions on the console ports, but specifically one thing that they definitely didn't confirm was what the frame rate was going to be. But in saying that, what they did confirm, though, is that their main priority at the moment is optimization. And so although it is kind of disappointing that it has taken this long to get the console version out, it's probably better that we have waited, and maybe we'll get a console port that's actually good instead of one with bad performance. But anyway, finally, the last thing I want to mention in this video that the devs spoke about in the stream is something I know we've all been waiting for a while now, and that's a buff to Insurgent fire support call-ins. And look, I should mention that all of these changes are apparently a work in progress. They're still being tested, and we also don't have a concrete release date for them yet, but by the looks of it, they are going to be pretty big. Firstly, apparently the smoke barrage and the chemical mortars are going to have their duration doubled, which is massive, and the explosive mortar duration is still going to be extended by a pretty fair amount too, by another 50% to 15 rounds. And not just that, but the devs are also looking at increasing the duration of the rocket barrage. However, it won't be continuous anymore. It's going to be changed to fire in bursts. So basically, they're going to make it more of an area denial call in rather than just a strike that gets a bunch of quick kills. But anyway, guys, that just about wraps up this quick news video. So as always, make sure to let me know what you think in the comment section down below. And as always, just remember that I can't possibly cover every single detail in these dev posts in one video. I mean, the dev stream in this particular one was 2.5 hours long. So if you want to check that out, I'll leave a link to it in the description down below. As always, though, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and please feel free to check out the links in the description if you want to see any more of these videos. And also, don't forget you can find my Twitter and Discord links down there as well if you want to keep in touch. And as always, until next time, see you later, and have a good one.